Hey, so this is part two of that video. I didn't realize it was going to be a part two, but seeing as I'm new here, I did not know that I couldn't scroll over to the other screen and that it would turn off the recording. So what came through on that app is I want to specify one thing. The app is full of messages from spirit. There is a medium by the name of Suzanne Giesemanns who channels very much the way I'm learning to over the in recent years. But she's an expert. She's an expert. I am not, but I do get a lot of the same guidance and synchronistic timing with what she's teaching and what she's going through. And so I only mention that because when we learn, there's a flow, there's source that we tap into, and we can all tap into the same source. And so the synchronicities that I've had with this particular person has been uncanny. I mean, there's like no other explanation. It is a divine intervention. It is the divine teaching us, and I see it not just with her, but other teachers out there. And so I only say this because I know a lot of people are wondering, like, why are you getting guidance from an app thinking it's like a magic 8 ball? It's not like that. No, it's definitely not like that. But what it is she's been channeling, she's been channeling messages every day for probably more than a decade. I don't know when she started, but they're all archived, and so there's all these beautiful messages from spirit that she put together in app form. And so when you're needing guidance, you can say a prayer and ask the spirit world to show you a message that you need to see. And so that is what I did in this moment. And here I have to read it to you because it's so perfectly timed. It's so perfect. So here, keep in mind what I what was going on here was, I was excited about getting a message from my brother-in-law. I was excited in getting this message, his visit. And I was debating, do I share this? Do I not share this? And so here's the message that came through. It says, yes, celebrate the successes. So my direct question was, do I share? Do I not share? And it says, yes, celebrate the successes. The operation went well. The talk was well received. The family visit passed without incident, right? I got a visit from Dennis in spirit. This was a communication, this was a conversation. So it says the talk was well received, the family visit passed without incident. You arrived safely at your destination. Well, that's just a little funny because I had just pulled over and parked at the curb to pick up my son. And I had said, when I get there, send me a message, that's appropriate for me. So it says, the prayers worked well. Now you can relax. Yes, relax, but do not stop praying. So I feel that's a little personal message for me. I will not get into. But it says, we say this not to indicate that once again you need to worry. We say it as a reminder that the prayers kept you in a state of communication with higher consciousness. Why should you go to this state only when you need a favor? And this is why I'm reading this, because I think it's a nice message for everybody, right? So this I don't take this too personal because I pray almost all day long. Like I'm in a constant state of awareness and I'm always in a state of gratitude, but it's a learned behavior. I didn't used to be this way. What's so interesting about this as well is that one of the messages that I first got from Dennis when he first came, and I pardon the dogs outside the door, but when I first asked Dennis for a sign, when I first learned that we could ask Spirit World for a sign, I asked him to bring me a hedgehog because it was personal to him and his wife, and I wanted something that was less common than the usual signs. People see coins, they see feathers, they see birds, and I was trying to think outside the box a little bit. So he and his wife had a hedgehog. I said, send me a hedgehog. The day that I saw a hedgehog, I turned around. I had got snagged to turn around because I actually walked by this shelf where there were all these hedgehog statues. And I walked by and something told me to turn around and look behind me. I didn't hear it, it was just a feeling. And so I turn around and in front of me is a shelf full of hedgehogs. and they're all in prayer position. They all had their hands in prayer. And when I saw that, I knew without a shadow of a doubt Dennis was telling me to pray. And so this message here also ties in because it's such a strong communication. This is Dennis's message when he comes all the time. He says we pray all the time, and not just when we're in need. So the message continues here, and it says, "In a world of duality, such as you inhabit whilst in human form, there will always be ups and downs. That is the nature of your reality. Do not pray only for the good times and only in the bad times. Pray ceaselessly. Prayers of gratitude for the very communion which sustains you. Sustain the connection, and there you will find strength, courage, and peace of mind to travel well from moment to moment." So this is a call for everybody to prayer is just communion with the divine. That's all it is. I say I'm in prayer all day long, and what it means is that I learned that we're not alone, and so I stay in communication. I ask, what do we do now? What do you think is best? And it's not it. I'm exaggerating when I say all day, but it feels like that sometimes. um, and we just learn over time to get out of our mind thinking that we're alone and talking to ourselves and that nobody's there, and we open up to the greater reality knowing that we're guided. And so now this is just kind of me going on a tangent, and it's getting really, really long. So I did want to correct one thing on the first video. I said something about seeing spirit, and I want to clarify. I'm referring to seeing signs from spirit. I don't want to mislead anybody. I think people that see spirit is very rare indeed, and I do not actually see spirit. I do see energy, and I see lights as energy. I can see auras sometimes, um, but again, that's a learned skill. Seeing auras is a learned skill. But when I see lights, I see it in my mind's eye, and so I'm aware of my mind's eye. I'm aware of being able to see in there from time to time. But yeah, when I read that, I thought, oh my gosh, people are gonna see that and maybe think like I'm seeing the spirit world all around me. I don't know that we have a say so over that, so maybe we can pray for it. Now that I'm comfortable right now, all these stories, I've been quiet for 6 years, and now I'm sitting here, all these other stories are coming into my mind okay, it came into my mind. I'm going to share it because this is what spirit does. There was something recently that was in my mind that had happened. If you know me, if you've ever been out to eat with me, you will know that I always order my drinks without lemon. When they bring water to the table, they ask, do you want water? I always say no lemon. I always order iced tea, no lemon. I do like lemon. I just don't like it in my drinks. And this was one of those things. There is no limit to what we can pray for. I have seen, I'm looking forward now. I'm actually excited and looking forward to coming out and starting to share more and more stories. And so this is just a little one. This is a little one I'll leave you with, because people don't think that we can pray for such things. But before I went down the road of spirituality and studying intuitive studies, I spent a lot of time studying food and nutrition. And I believe in the benefit of drinking lemon water. I believe in the health benefits of it. And there's a much bigger story there. But I'm going to leave that at just that for now and tell you that it was really hard for me to drink lemon water. I absolutely despised the taste. And I know that sometimes our taste can change over the years. When I was a child, I didn't like sour cream, and I do as an adult. But this was something that I actually went to, I don't want to say extreme, but I prayed to Spirit. I said, please help me love lemon water. It was very clear to me that it would benefit me to drink lemon water, and I wasn't doing it. And I noticed when I did do it, I could see it make a difference, particularly in my skin. And so this was something that I really felt guided to do. I had funny signs, funny dreams, encouraging me to drink lemon water, and I just really couldn't do it. So I prayed for it. I said, please help me love lemon water. And so I had stopped drinking lemon water for a little while, and I did a meditation. This is maybe about 2 weeks ago now. I was doing that same meditation where you ask spirit to put something in your hand. And what spirit put in my hand was a lemon. And so the next day, that thought had come back into my mind, and I thought, okay, I'll go drink some lemon water. And when I drank the lemon water, I was absolutely in love with it. And I couldn't believe it. I said, it was so refreshing and it was so good. After all these years, I have always hated it, always despised it. I prayed for it. I let it go. I forgot about it. I stopped drinking it for a while. And now I went back to it. And all of a sudden, now I have no problem drinking it. I absolutely love drinking my lemon water. And I just wanted to share that because I think there's no prayer too small. We are being encouraged now to, I say now more than ever, but because of the way that we can share information so easily now, and so we are being encouraged to pray and understand that pray just means open the door to conversation, open the door to acknowledging that we're not alone, and you can start to see a different reality, and you can ask to see the one that is meant for you, that is meant for you, because that's all this is about, is about you and your learning and your growth, and what we do for ourselves contributes to the whole. So with that, I'm going to wrap this up, and I thank you for being here. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You take care. Bye bye.